So marketing and sales alignment is a topic that I am very passionate about. It's near and dear to my heart. And I'll tell you why. I suspect that all of us here are really looking to grow profitable businesses, right? So that's a pretty easy formula. You need to increase your revenue and decrease your cost as a function of revenue anyway. Normally, most initiatives do one or the other. Either you're focusing on sell, sell, sell. You might focus on volume or price to get your revenue up, or cutting costs to increase your profit. What if I told you there is a initiative that can do both at the same time? That is what I call go-to-market alignment. It's also sometimes called revenue operations or RevOps. So what is go-to-market alignment? It's if you look at all of your customer-facing teams, that's sales, marketing, customer success, and they're all well aligned. They're all marching to the same drum. They all share similar goals. They share a same platform. They speak the same language, and they know who does what when. Well, go-to-market alignment has been studied recently because RevOps is a pretty big buzzword in the industry right now, and you see a lot of companies going to chief revenue officers instead of chief sales officers, where they're really looking at that overall perspective of revenue operations, all this go-to-market alignment stuff. And it's shown that if you do this and do it well, you're gonna see higher profitability. You're gonna see higher productivity. You're gonna see better internal customer satisfaction, and you're gonna lower your go-to-market cost. These data, you see ranges here because depending on which study you look at, Aberdeen, Serious Decisions, Blue Ridge Group, the data is very, very consistent. So this is one of the things, go-to-market alignment, that will both increase your revenue and decrease your costs at the same time. But guess what? It sounds easy. It's not. Most of us don't do it very well. And unless we're very intentional about it, things happen and sales goes off in one direction, marketing goes off in another direction, customer success may be completely disconnected. There was a Harvard Business Review article 2 years ago that said the disconnect between sales and marketing cost businesses $1 trillion annually. Annually. I mean, this is like real money. And every business that doesn't have their go-to-market teams working in alignment contribute to this cost. We obviously don't want to be one of them. So one of the things that we do is we think about this and help our clients with their go-to-market alignment. So I'm the COO here at TopLine. I'm also an author of a book called Ignite TopLine Growth that talks about go-to-market alignment. We have 25 copies strategically placed around the room for you to take if you'd like, and I'd be happy to sign it later. But anyway, I lived the notion of cost of alignment and the superpower of alignment when I was at GE Healthcare. I, at one point, had a global marketing role, and I was asked to take on the national sales leader role for a business called Diagnostic Cardiology, which everything related to EKGs. And I had a marketing hat on, now I had a marketing and sales hat on. And what I realized is we were somewhat disconnected. So I put several things in place. I won't go into the detail, but getting those teams aligned became like a superpower. And I was so passionate about it, I'm like, everybody needs to be doing this. And this is what we try to do for our clients. So with that, I'm going to tell you a story. And my company for today is called Safeguard Pro. Safeguard Pro is a security company, physical security and cyber security. And here at Safeguard Pro, we want to grow our business profitably. I'm going to refer to Safeguard Pro as my company throughout the rest of the organization. So one of the things we've done at Safeguard Pro is we've mapped out our customer journey. Has anybody ever done a customer journey map at all? Okay, I see some heads nodding. So in this particular customer journey, we are looking at 5 big buckets that the customer experiences as they learn about us and ultimately move through to use our services. So first they become aware of us. And how do they become aware of us? There's a lot of touch points out there, social media, emails, our website, etc. Then they might consider, do they need our services or not? And that might be through those same types of media that through which they became aware, but there also might be other things. They might hear a presentation, they might see a webinar, they might know somebody in the organization, and they start considering that. Then they ultimately make a decision, and there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into that. And then, at Safeguard Pro, if we're delivering a product or service, we're going to do a site assessment, we're going to do system design and installation, training, etc. And they're going to have all of those touch points. And ultimately, they may need help with support later on. This is our customer journey. A lot of people only focus on the buyer's journey, the first 3 elements, getting up to the decision point of actually buying a product or service. But I really encourage you to think more holistically about the entire customer journey, and that will give you a better sense for what your clients are feeling when they interface with you. So the thing that underscores all of this is your brand promise. Your brand promise is what you want your clients or customers to experience every time one of these touch points happens, right? It's the experience that you want them to have that shows your professionalism, your commitment to their security, your innovation, etc. So whatever your brand promise is, and hopefully you've thought about that, each one of these touch points should reinforce that. And so at Safeguard Pro, we want to be known for our peace of mind that we offer when we go out there, our professionalism, our innovation. So I'm going to talk about HubSpot, just to change it up a little bit. HubSpot is a CRM platform, a marketing platform. It actually started out with marketing and is one of the really optimal packages out there, but only one of the ones we support. There's other great marketing packages. And they have a CRM that they started offering for free back in 2015, I believe it is, and it's come a long way. They've started adding a lot of AI in theirs. And so here at Safeguard Pro, we decided to use the AI element of Content Hub in marketing to help make sure our brand voice is consistent. We want that brand promise to come through clearly with everything that we do. So what we were able to do is submit a writing sample to the platform, tell it where that writing came from, and we said it came from our website, and then tell it who our target audience is. Then it analyzes that and comes back and says, it looks like your personality is trustworthy, innovative, and supportive. If we like that, we can keep it. If not, we can add another one. We have the opportunity to add up to 4 characteristics. It said your default tone is professional, informative, and confident. Again, we could change that and add up to 1 more. We tell it our company mission and say, this is where we want to use this brand voice. We want to use it with blogs, with emails, with web pages, and in our social media. So once we feed that information in, the AI element of HubSpot brand voice will actually help create things like email templates that reinforce that with the messaging that we've given it. And it'll give us prompts to actually use our brand voice. Also can take forms like for our website and use the information that we've contributed to apply the brand voice to that. So now that consistency that we talked about with your brand voice across all those touch points happens, and it's all built right into HubSpot's AI. A lot of other marketing platforms out there have similar content AI capabilities as well. So let's go back to our customer journey for a second. So this is really from the customer perspective. And it's always important to keep the customer perspective in mind, but then we have to think about what are we going to do about that? Which teams do what? Well, that first bucket, awareness, clearly marketing team is the primary driver of that. Sales can help provide some awareness, as can customer success, but marketing really owns it. The decision stage is really owned by sales, and the product, service, delivery, and support is really owned by customer success. But what about that consideration stage? That's kind of a mixed bag where it's like, okay, is that marketing? Is that sales? Is there a handoff? What do we do? Who does what when? And you really have to be thoughtful about how that happens so clients don't fall through the cracks. So what we decided to do is leverage some of the capability of HubSpot. HubSpot likes to use the notion of life cycle stages. Different life cycle stages move you through that journey. And the first life cycle stage in HubSpot is your lead. Your lead might only be somebody who, for whom you have a name and an email address. They know who you are. They may or may not ever do business with you. But those are the folks that start at the top of your funnel and potentially can become a customer later on. A marketing qualified lead is someone who not only knows who you are, but now starts to find your product and service interesting. And they might want to engage with you, maybe not now, maybe in the future, but this is somebody for whom they're not even at the kicking the tires stage, right? It's probably premature to let sales start talking to these folks. It's better just to have marketing continue to nurture that relationship. A sales qualified lead is somebody who now recognizes their need for your services. And so this is somebody you want to foster that relationship with. And sales is probably going to get involved now. It's worth their time to spend some time to start building that relationship, because ultimately they want to turn that sales qualified lead into real opportunity. And an opportunity, a client in the opportunity stage or deal stage is going to be someone who's actively looking to buy, whether it's your product or somebody else's. So your sales team wants to be actively involved, sharing your differentiator, sharing your value proposition, sharing why working with Safeguard Pro is the best choice. So what do we do with this and the customer journey? We can kind of overlay these on top of the customer journey and show that, like we said, marketing is in charge of awareness, so anything related to leads and marketing qualified lead is their responsibility. Sales qualified leads and opportunity clients or deal clients or sales opportunity. You can see in that consideration stage, you have a little bit of each. But it's nice to know this, but how do you actually put it in practice? What do you actually physically do? So we're going to look at each of those life cycle stage transitions and make some decisions here at Safeguard Pro on how to do this. And we got a little guidance from our CRM consultants because it felt a little bit daunting. And we realized with our lead generation process, we actually decided to use some of those lead gen tools like Zoom Info. And we had a list, we put them on our database. We wanted to first email them and just see if there's any level of interest. So when we started an email campaign, we thought, okay, if they don't open the email at all, we're not going to qualify them. We'll just disqualify them and move on. But if they open an email, is that enough engagement for sales to get involved? Probably not. Probably marketing still needs to continue to foster that relationship. So we'll turn that email open into a marketing qualified lead. But most of our emails have links to our website, links to forms, links to other information. And if they click on a link and show true engagement, maybe that's a sign that sales needs to get involved. So we'll turn that into a sales qualified lead, and that lead will end up on the list of a salesperson. Also, if they go so far as to fill out a form, that's a pretty clear sign there's a sales qualified lead. Hopefully all of these end up turning into opportunities, but at this point, we're just trying to figure out what is that handoff between sales and marketing. So this is where the handoff is going to be for email campaigns. For trade shows, we're talking to people live, and we can make a note. Is this person just demonstrating some interest, or are they really at the point where they're doing some investigation and they're really scoping out different opportunities? And if they're scoping out different opportunities and showing buying intent, we really want sales to follow up. If they're just kind of in that early stage, maybe marketing should continue to follow up, so we'll keep them as a marketing qualified lead. Referrals. Who loves referrals? Referrals are the best, and most of the time with referrals, we actually say, this is a sales qualified lead, go talk to them and whatnot. But every now and then we get a referral and we start talking to them and realize, they're not really ready. You know, that's the beginning stages. It might be another couple years before they do anything. So might want to actually push them back to be a marketing qualified lead. So marketing can continue to foster that relationship. And sales can move on to opportunities that are closer to closing. And so here's how we've defined when marketing is going to jump in and when sales is going to jump in, and how to know who does what when. And we want to do this in a seamless way so nobody feels like they're left out. So what does this look like in HubSpot? In HubSpot, and I'm sorry for the small font here, we tried to figure out how to do this with screenshots, but anyway, it's a little bit tricky. But this is a workflow with HubSpot. At the very top, we show that we have sent an email, and then we have a delay built in, and then we check, have they submitted a form? Have they replied to the email? Have they clicked? Have they opened? Or was there no engagement? So over here, you see what we actually do with that. On the right-hand side, no engagement. We're just going to disqualify that lead and move on. This next one, they actually open the email, And so we're going to set that life cycle stage. We're going to change it from a lead to a marketing qualified lead, and we're going to add them to a marketing qualified lead list so that marketing can continue to nurture them and move forward. If they clicked on the email or replied to the email, we're going to set their life cycle stage to sales qualified lead, and now will be assigned to a sales rep, either to call back or possibly, if we want, we can say, please email them and then give them a call. And then if they submitted a form, we might actually jump into a whole new automation altogether. One of the things you can do with sales is help them with keep on task with sequences. So if we want to say, let's jump somebody from a form into a sequence, this is how HubSpot can really help your salespeople stay on task. And so in this particular case, a contact submitted a product request form, and so we say, first thing we want to do is a follow-up email. Thank you for, sending, well, actually, here's the text. I just got a note that you submitted a consultation request. You can tell HubSpot at what time you want that email to go, and HubSpot will actually send it at the time where it's going to have the highest open rate. So it will look and see when it can most likely be open. Then that email will go out. It will be personalized with the contact's first name because we got their first name on the form. It will give them the information, and then it'll add another task for the salesperson to call and follow up a day later. So these are some of the things that you can automate in your sales follow-up with HubSpot. But maybe you don't want to automate everything, you just want a more personal approach. In this case, we took that form and popped it in our CRM, and over on the left-hand side, you can see the contact information for John Smith from Western Nevada Supply. Well, we see John Smith's email address is goblueteam.com. Would you know that goblueteam.com is from Western Nevada Supply? Probably not. But what's really cool about HubSpot is HubSpot takes that URL, goes out to the web, looks for the website that's goblueteam.com, and pulls in as much as it can about Western Nevada Supply and tells you it's a building materials company, gives you the phone number, gives you the address in Nevada, and gives you a description. So that's some of the capability that HubSpot can provide to just pop in this information. There are, again, similar capabilities in other CRMs. Zoho has a really nice data enrichment feature as well. Now that we've been using these sequences and automations and workflows, we've had a lot more sales. So now what do we do when we actually have to deliver products and services? We can hand off right in the system to the service team. And so here we can put an automation in place or a workflow that says when this business is closed won, we're going to assign it to a ticket and assign it to a sales or a customer service rep. And then the customer service rep gets to see all the information about that deal, about the contact associated with the deal, the company associated with the deal information itself, and all the activities that went with the deal. So this is why if you have a CRM platform, you need to think about it more holistically than just sales. If you incorporate marketing and customer service, you're going to be on that alignment journey that we talked about. So why do customer journeys need to be aligned? First of all, you don't want to be in that $1 trillion of cost that are out there annually because you're spending extra money. You want to know who's responsible for what. You want to have clear handoffs. You want to eliminate any duplication, eliminate any opportunity cost, reinforce that brand promise that we talked about, and have a cohesive, coordinated process. I promised you a little bit more data on the value of sales and marketing alignment. This is coming from the Aberdeen Group and Super Office. Their data shows that you can have higher revenue, more customers, higher win rates, bigger deals, and higher brand awareness if you jump into the plunge of go-to-market alignment and revenue operations. So if you'd like to learn more, I'm happy to answer questions or talk to you afterwards when we do the networking. So thank you for your listening.